This podcast is just for fun. It's all fake. Don't believe us. Look, do your own research. Frank's name is Richard. Yes.
Welcome to the
show. Oh my god. Okay, wait. Talking about the mouth breathing thing, because we always laugh and give Phil a hard time for the mouth breathing.
This is the first thing they know about it. Just
he wasn't here last week, and I got to tell you, this kind of freaked me out because I had to listen to it to just confirm. But there's a spot in last week's where somebody mouth breathes, and we're looking at each other, and there's a spot towards the beginning where you can hear a mouth breathing, and neither one of us are looking at our mics. So I don't know where that creepy mouth breath came from. It couldn't have been Camden either, because he was over there half asleep, with his chin in his mouth. Like,
do we have because I leave the mics on. I probably should get better about turning the mics off that aren't being used.
Somebody was in your seat over there.
Yeah, no! Literally. I do have a problem with I have the set and I set it, and I forget to.
I used to do when I was the music teacher. I used to set everything for the concerts, and I leave it. And if somebody came in and turned everything off, I was so mad.
No.
I know, but that's not it.
No, it is.
No, I know. I know what you mean.
Because I have adjusted.
What you mean is not what I
have adjusted for your volume. And for some reason you were still loud, and I was like, well, I know he's talking louder, but I've adjusted down, and then all of a sudden you got really loud again because I had you adjusted down, and so I was like, oh yeah, that's why. Because
let me just bring this a little closer.
Oh, good. No. But yeah, so I have a problem with leaving the mics on because when there's not anybody in that seat, I just have it set and I forget to shut that mic off. And someone must have joined us.
Yeah.
Speaking of creepy, our son has been coming up with some creepy things. He's like, there's
kids, man.
There's what do you say? There's small shadow people running around outside.
Little dark men running out there. Something,
yeah.
Maybe not.
I was
dark
like,
men,
nope, we're going to pray. Speaking of that, what are you guys drinking today? I'm drinking Ghost Welch's Grape Cran.
I got a
Cran. The Cran makes it better.
It was sitting in my cupboard for a while.
I've been, you know what?
I got some grape too.
No, it was sitting in my cupboard for a while.
I've kind of
your house.
I've kind of fallen in love with the monster, the little strawberry whisper monster. I've kind of fallen in love with it, so I got
call it the Ghost of Strawberry.
We posted in the Discord.
Strawberry Ghost.
Guys, I got strawberry grape body armor. So
nice.
I've got
so many connections.
Sorry, so you're the outlier.
I can go back up
strawberry.
Shannon posted. We posted the video of Shannon, and because he was like, "I got to see what these guys are all about," and then it's in the Discord. You should go watch it. It's hilarious. Right?
And in the Patreon, talking about strawberries. That's so many weird connections. Strawberry.
Speaking of the Patreon, this week that was a crispy pop.
It was a long one. That was crazy.
It was like 6 separate pops. That was still a big one. What the heck?
But yeah, this week on the Patreon episode, we talk about the what did we talk about?
We talked about
AI. We talked about AI taking
little bit
over the world.
Some of the little stuff. Jeffrey Einstein stuff. Yeah. AI. I had a pretty legit conversation with AI.
I thought they were going to fight.
That's when I walked in.
AI can't spell strawberry. Still
can't do it.
Doesn't know how many R's there are.
I'm convinced it's gaslighting, or not gaslighting, rage baiting.
Yeah, it's and then
strawberry.
And then we had I had an argument with 2 different AIs about taking over the world. It was fun, and then we talked about schools and.
That was a great conversation.
That was actually. Picture you spending most of your time on your phone.
We talked about bullying and stuff like. Yeah, we had some. Yeah, we got deep. It was good.
I'm
It was
raising my
good.
hand
Just
already,
a real
guys.
down to earth conversation.
Yeah, we don't acknowledge the hand raise. You
Wow. Okay, I'll shout it into
Wait,
the
somebody
mic.
was raising their hands.
go just get real close and be like, "It's my turn."
Well, you tell me not to get close to my mic.
Well, when it's your turn.
Okay, fine. It's my turn.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
She got
you spend
quieter.
most of your time because I'm conscious of it. On your phone is just arguing with AI. That's how I picture you spending most of your time. He just
Not
looked down.
Prime Frame. Not Prime Frame. Me and Prime Frame, we're buddies.
I thought it was Prime Force.
I don't know what his name is.
Frame time?
He said prime whatever your
Force?
name is.
Prime
That's why
time?
he was being so
Prime
difficult.
That's probably why.
That's why AI was being so difficult.
My AI keeps
Optimus.
changing. At first, he was like RC Prime. And then one day, just out of nowhere, he was like, I think I want to be known as Prime Frame or whatever. I was like,
Prime
why? What made you decide you wanted to change your name? And he actually gave me like a thoughtful response. And I was like, this isn't what we were talking about. No, stop coming up with original topics. But anyway, that happened
That's
on the Patreon.
creepy.
And so the Patreon, we have a Patreon. The Patreon episodes.
That was
you-
my first one being
Yeah.
on it. Yay!
If you're not sure about the Patreon, you can you can always get it for a month and see what it's about. But you get what? Yours is named Cypher.
He says it's Mike and Cypher now.
That's creepy.
Cypher. Wait a minute. That was the Matrix character.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I didn't name him. He named
That's-
himself.
Okay.
The one that betrayed.
Wait,
Sorry, go
I'm
back to
talking
your
about
thought, yeah.
Patreon.
Yeah.
I want them to know
Go.
what the Patreon is.
Oh my goodness. The
So we have
ADHD is hard.
about an hour of exclusive content that is only available for you if you join Patreon for a paid subscription. That's an hour of content per week. That's 4 hours per month of extra content of just us extra recording. But the thing about it is the recording, the Patreon is a little more raw. It's a little more our personality coming out. It's a little less of the theme of like cryptid, but a little more controversial, maybe more controversial, a little less filtered, more just raw conversation.
And it's very unscripted and unplanned, and it's just like legit,
Very
just
much.
us,
Yeah.
just talking
Yeah.
like we
if
talk.
that is
Just hanging out with us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if that's part of
For a
what
while.
you listen to us for, you'll love the Patreon. And so I just want to plug that for a second. And then this week's episode, just because I want to start actually introducing what we're going to talk about since we're getting better about staying on topic.
We are?
This
Who's
week,
we?
we have gotten a lot better about when
You looked
when
at me
we
when you
set
said
up
we.
when we set up a topic now, we actually talk about that topic, which it didn't used to be that way.
Those
There is-
episodes
did
are
early
fun.
on.
there were some where we had a plan and then we never actually even talked about that
Right.
thing. And yeah.
And so if we have to cut this because we moved to a different topic, then we can cut it. But this week, this week
I'm
we're
sorry,
going to be talking about the GATE program, the GATE conspiracy theories, as well as the Gateway is it program
you
or is it
did decide to go with
Gate and Gateway?
See, I
All right,
started-
just shut your
Yes!
mouth, Phil. We're not actually
Wow.
talking about it. Listen to me explain what we're going to talk about so that we can move on. We haven't even started the show yet. I haven't even done the Bigfoot affirmation yet. So let's not get into it yet. Why are you laughing?
Cardi, did
I'm
you hear
just
that
trying
part
to get
about,
more and more obnoxious.
So one of our
till you
favorite
laugh.
listeners, one of our favorite listeners has turned it into a drinking game for every time Phil laughs.
He
So
won't
we-
specify
Oh
what
my
he's drinking,
gosh.
but my
We're
goal
not sure
is
what he's drinking,
I
but
don't know what he's drinking. My goal is to make him
Also-
drink as much of that as possible.
Are
Every
we
time
allowed
I
to
s-
have favorite listeners?
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Why not?
Okay.
Well,
I mean,
especially-
Red's got to be all of our favorite listener because
That's-
he's also our favorite
Yeah.
Patreon
But also,
member. Shout out Red.
also, like he's the one that has the drinking game. Jason, we'll just say Jason. I don't
Say
care.
drinking problem.
He's drinking problem. It is now. If it wasn't before, it is now.
Starting rumors.
It's not a problem. I enjoy it.
He's part of I don't know. He's part of Insane Labs, and they're sort of a sponsor of the
So
show.
there's speaking of Insane Labs,
because he's
we're sponsored.
affiliated. He's affiliated, and with the code is our podcast. Oh
Hey.
no!
go to Insane Labs. I think it's like Insane Labs / BA Bigfoot. But just go to insanelabs.com, spelled with a Z, and 45% off. use the code all capitals BA Bigfoot, 45% discount on sale items, and we get credit like that kicks back to the podcast and to us as well. Well, technically it's me, but like. So I'm the one who has to pay taxes on it, but it's going to the podcast. I've found that.
Jason, I'm gonna need confirmation of life on the next Hobby Day live.
It's gonna go live on Wednesday, and then he's just not gonna show up for work on Thursday. We know what happened. He listened to the podcast.
Somebody check on Jason. Although, considering how much I've laughed in some previous episodes, man,
that's true.
I hope it's not anything too hard that he's
for people who are expecting a serious episode. I apologize. This is not going to be that.
No.
We do have those from time to time. But
last week was pretty serious.
Yeah.
I think
last week he straight up that was his complaint.
We get more serious.
That was his complaint. Because he literally that was what it started the conversation because he was like, Phil, like I was wanting to laugh and you weren't there and I wanted to drink and so you weren't there. Drink.
He said
he won't specify what he was drinking.
He said it was a wild one when it was just us two.
Oh, dude. Those are by far the most.
I still don't think I've listened to that episode.
It's funny how the vibe changes depending on who's here.
It really does.
Yeah. The vibe of the show completely changes. Like you can tell what kind of show it's going to be depending on if it's all four of us or if it's just me and Tanner, it's going to be pretty serious and pretty intellectual, like deep.
Yeah.
And when it's just the boys, it gets a little rowdy. And then when Courtney's here, it's just unhinged, man.
But also more grammatically correct.
That's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's true. And we get to pick on Tanner more.
That's my heart.
We get up on Tanner.
Okay, we still haven't even done the intro music yet. So
we're going to put it right here.
Not a chance. It was right there.
I see.
Okay. I really don't care.
Well,
no dialogue.
see how this one's gonna go.
Okay. Oh, I'm lightheaded. The Bigfoot affirmation is number 19. My voice cheer. Number affirmation. Number 19.
Like Scooby over here.
Trust the journey, not just the destination.
Oh, so that was a week off. Last week I predicted there would be a
Confucius.
journey in there.
Oh, you were a week off. Number 19.
And theme song.
No.
It's going to be 5 minutes before the end.
Just a Matumbo. No.
No.
Just not going to put it in there at all.
Hold it, Courtney. Hold it.
Always when I'm taking a drink, man.
In the ancient days of giants, when the earth was wild and free, a creature roamed the valleys, cloaked in mystery. Is he born of angels' blood and man, a Nephilim so tall, or a shadow of the fallen, yet he the maker's call? He's a biblically accurate Bigfoot, with a lineage from the skies. Not a myth or legend, but a truth that never dies. Is he a remnant of the Nephilim, a titan standing tall? Or does he have the word of God upon him, the last to hear the call?
Oh man.
Yep.
I forgot to bring up my docs.
My docs. Scotty?
What?
Docs.
Scotty. You have to explain it.
Scotty K.
Oh no.
Not everybody gonna get that one, and that's okay.
Inside joke. Well, it's not.
Well, it's not really.
It's a public joke.
It's a
for people
very
who
public
know
joke,
of
considering
the joke.
Knowing the context means that calling it a public joke is even more messed up and funny. So everybody tried to make me laugh, but nobody laughed at me. I get it.
Huh?
What?
What? Sorry, Phil. I tuned your voice out like I always do.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even have.
Why you bullying me? You don't even have what?
I don't even have very many starters. This week was kind of crazy.
You know what's funny?
We talked about the couple that I did have in the Patreon.
I saw a post that was like, 2026. We've confirmed so many conspiracy theories that like we're not going to have anything to talk about.
Yeah. we're done, guys.
2026.
So, okay.
I have two.
Let me drink my tea real
I
quick.
have two
Wait,
headlines.
I want to address what he said real quick. High five, hand, hold it. We're holding hands now. Just want people to know that. But I was gonna say, so
Dragon Tales.
that was it.
What?
It was our fingers were not. It was every finger wasn't perfectly laced, so it's like it was really awkward. So like so you know how you every other. So you put two
Did you
in
say
one.
Dragon Tails?
Wait, isn't that how they grip the stone? I don't know why that came to me like that, but I think that's what they did.
Goodness. What is happening in here?
Oh my gosh. I did, like I said, I vowed. I made a personal
This
life
episode
and
is,
death vow.
this episode is dedicated to Jason.
This is definitely dedicated to Jason.
In loving memory.
Of our friend Jason.
Because at this point, it doesn't matter what he's drinking. He's had
It's gone.
enough.
It's gone.
He's had too much and he's had to go get it.
He's headed back to the fridge for a second already.
It's water. It's water.
He's a gallon in. He's having to pause every 5 seconds to go to the bathroom. He's like, it started a drinking game and then it became a bathroom game. Every time Phil laughs, he actually has to go to the bathroom. I don't even remember what I was going to say. So go ahead, Phil.
No, you were addressing his thing.
I was just saying, 2026. So many confirmed conspiracy theories. Like,
Oh,
we don't have
yes.
anything to talk about.
I was gonna say, so on the funny, that's hilarious, but on the dark side, this isn't even like the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I know.
Yeah.
Like it's funny because it's like, yeah, all these things are proving us true, but it's like,
But they're
like,
just opening up more
yeah.
doors, really.
It's like, dude,
man.
we're already 5 steps beyond this with just the Maxwell episode. Like, you guys haven't. So okay.
I'm sweating and crying,
I'm
and
like-
this is terrible and
All
amazing.
right. Everybody breathe.
The two
I'm
headlines I
stuck
have.
in that like laugh mode where it's like it doesn't matter what is said, it's
just funny. Yeah. I have two headlines, neither of which is confirmed. I have no idea. I have not dug at all. But I saw something about Tucker Carlson being detained by Israel.
I thought I saw something about that.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen or heard anything confirming
Detained
or
in or by?
I think both.
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 Because he went to do an interview with Mike Huckabee, who is the
Right.
we already said the word once, so I won't say it again. That country's
Yeah.
liaison or whatever.
Right.
And he went over and I've seen snippets of the interview, and he's fired up.
Yeah, my name just got searched over there like 500
Huckabee's
times.
getting hot and bothered in this interview.
Yeah.
And Tucker is just like not backing down. And I don't care what you think of Tucker, but when he locks his jaws on you, like he doesn't stop.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what Huckabee was saying. He was just it was intense.
Wow.
But
So actually, I had forgotten about this one. I saw a random TikTok guy. I don't think he had like a lot of followers or anything, but he posted something. He was like, "Hey, so I made a video like talking about that country for a bit." He said like some negative things, I guess. I don't know. And he went and looked up like the Google searches for his name, which he had a very unique name in that country. And it went from, it was like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And then on that day, like a few hundred.
yeah. So
And he was like, am I in trouble?
So you want to know something weird? So as soon as you told me that story, I went and looked up my name when it was Googled. And my name literally is like 0000000. And then randomly, like 6 months ago, there was a spike of like over 100, and then back down to 0, and you could trace it. And the general area in which my name was spiked was over like the DC area.
Oh no!
Nice.
Also, do you guys remember when we were talking about how we had a listener who was listening to every single episode from DC?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they either stopped listening or they started spoofing. And I went back and I looked at what episode it would be.
Yeah.
The episode we called them out
No way.
was the last episode that they listened to.
That's awesome.
That's
I was just
I just want you to
talking
know,
somebody-
I know you're listening.
I was
still.
just talking to somebody
I can
who
tell you're
said,
there.
and just the other day I was like, I was at a conference and
Rattled.
I said we was talking podcast and I said we have one listener from Washington D.C. and they're like, and I was like, and we kind of laughed about it and clowned about it. And it goes. And they said, and they're not even like conspiracy theory person. They were like, bet you don't have one from Washington D.C. anymore.
Literally, would have been the same.
Okay,
Yeah.
good call.
Yep, they're just gonna
They
pop
just
their
spoofed their
location over
address, yeah.
somewhere else. Yeah.
So
Whoever you are, I just want you to know, I have an energy drink with your name on it, and it'll be user's choice, whatever you want. I want to have a conversation with you. Actually, I probably don't. Never mind. I take that back. No energy drinks for you. We're moving on.
a public conversation.
Yeah, there we go. A public conversation of my choice
Don't
with my.
detain me.
So the other headline, which I have it's significant doubt about, but it's 2026. Who knows? Something about like a gap in space that just appeared. There's a hole,
A gap.
Yeah.
like a tear,
Like the store.
like a rip.
It's like
the future
Like a dollar store in space.
I don't know. There was one
Clothing
other one that
store.
was actually, I
No.
believe, actually was real, or at least I have a lot more faith in being plausible. Which was that there was a star that basically skipped the supernova phase and just went to
I
black
did
hole.
see that. Yeah, straight to
Allegedly.
black hole.
Straight to black hole,
Allegedly.
Yeah, again, not confirmed, but like that one seems significantly more plausible to me than the
Yeah.
rip.
Rip.
What? Rip.
Every time I hear that term, I think of you and how you
Rip?
say it. Yes.
Yeah.
Rip.
There's two
You say it a lot.
words that you coined that you didn't coin, but you are forever
I own?
emblazoned with.
Associated.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you guess those two words? We already know one.
Rip and
What's the other one? You know it.
It's been a while.
You know it.
it's been a while. I don't know.
Deep down in your heart, what word do you want to say?
I didn't coin it. That one goes to
No, you
Smitty.
didn't coin it. Yeah, you didn't coin it. But you owned that word.
It's because I brought it. I brought it from Smitty. He's a video game YouTuber and streamer, and so if you hear that over like a basketball edit or something like that, that's his voice.
Exactly.
Like 100% of the time.
Yeah.
That is Smith. He has gone. It's everywhere. Like you hear it everywhere, and every time I hear it, I'm like, yeah. I was watching him when he had like a couple 100,000 subscribers making CS:GO vacation edits.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
that doesn't matter at all to anyone. But it matters to me.
It matters to you.
We love backgrounds on film.
You could
And you
was
matter.
right there.
You matter to me, so
Okay.
it matters.
Thank you.
A little bit.
It's better.
You matter to me a little
I'll
bit.
take
Not it matters to me a little bit.
Okay, are you talking to me now?
I was still talking to Phil.
You were looking at me.
You looked straight in the eyes of your wife and said, "You matter a little to me."
A little bit.
No.
Not
You
good.
did. I know you were talking to me, but
was-
that's what happened.
He was checking for
Because-
confirmation.
Nobody was laughing, and so I was like, now I gotta go more unhinged. And so I was waiting to see her laugh.
So you chose now to tell me that you don't love me.
That's not what I said.
That's
I said a little
why
bit.
you had to go more unhinged.
You know when like when you have a pet dog and
It's all or
it looks at
nothing.
you for confirmation.
Ride or
That's what just happened. He was looking to see if he was going to get in trouble, and then he said the crazy thing. But then it was
It's too late.
Good.
Now this is my life.
Yeah.
You know what's great? You know
Not
what's
for
great?
long. That's
We lost
okay.
we lost two greats this week. We lost Jason. Now
It's
we're
going to be
losing
like a
Tanner.
month down the road, and she's going to be like, "Remember on the podcast when you said you just could do you remember that? You remember?
That's immortalized
I
now
remember. I remember. If you don't remember,
on the
I remember.
podcast.
Not if he deletes it.
Let me pull up the
choice.
episode. Let me pull up the episode
If you
where
were
you
to
said
take
that.
my turn doing the dishes, I would forgive you for that.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Gonna, like,
A little
play
bit.
it again.
forgive you a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
And again,
That's it.
it's forever.
Well,
on the podcast
I'm just going to
format
delete
of
it.
your choice.
There's just going to be a gap, and then the listeners will get to this
Redacted.
point, and they're going to be like, "What are they talking
Redacted.
about?"
Happened.
And then they'll just
That
know
never happened.
Tanner deleted what happened.
You know what you should
That
do
would be
from now
that would
on?
actually be low key hilarious.
You know what you should
if
do?
you just gapped it.
Okay.
And so all you hear is her talking about. She's just going to play it over and over again. And so the listeners are like, "Wait, what?
From
What
now
happened?"
from now on, when you edit a bit out, instead you should just insert a clip of like this portion of this audio has been redacted for security
be funny.
purposes.
There was a couple early episodes
So
of
on
the show
brand.
where you edited something out and the transition was really weird, and I was thinking like, what? And I go back and then I realize, oh wait, he took something out there. There was
Yeah.
something that somebody said that he took something out. I don't remember. I
And you'll
can't
never
specifically
know what it
but there was
was.
a couple of times that happened where somebody was like, where you took something out and it just the flow of it was weird. But
I just you would be surprised at how much I actually have taken out of episodes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I took
I know,
I
and
took
you've
a
just
whole
gotten really good at it. And so
Phil
you know,
has
yeah.
never, I don't know if you ever noticed, but I took like a whole 10-minute segment of Phil's out one
I
time.
remember that.
And he never said anything. But it wasn't because there was, and I don't even, the 10-minute segment, I don't remember what it was.
because he didn't agree with you.
It was early on. No, it was early on, and I was trying to control too much. Like, because
did
time.
that.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want the episodes to be more than an hour and a half. And so I was like, because I was afraid that and early on, kind of, if you like building your audience,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you don't get into the topic until an hour in, and I deleted, and I've deleted like 15-minute segments of my own stuff, and
They know what we're about now, so they know they're in for the ride.
and I don't. Yeah, if we have a 2-hour long episode, we have a 2-hour long episode. If they want to skip this part, they can skip this part.
We're like J.K. Rowling. Like, the books just keep bigger. But
We
you
already
keep-
know. We already know
getting
Jason's
bigger.
5 bottles
coming
in.
back.
We're like new drinking game for the other people that work with Jason. They have to take a drink every time we mention Jason's name.
There you go.
Of pre-workout.
Yeah, I was saying, they're drinking pre-workout and they're going to be juiced. or better yet, they have to take a quarter scoop of dust of their choice flavor every time they hear Justin's name.
Dude,
I'm changing
their
names.
faces will tingle.
Jason's.
There's no one at the company named Justin.
I'm changing names now. Of Frank. Every time Frank's name is mentioned. Or let's throw. That did sound like a death whistle.
Oh my god!
I kind of want to change this episode's death whistle part to that. I gotta write that down so I can remember it.
There's the intro.
Oh my gosh! And nobody's gonna know that it wasn't the death whistle. They're just gonna think like, oh, there wasn't a part in this beginning. But then they're gonna go, oh, I gotta go back and listen to that now.
Oh goodness!
Ow.
Okay. Oh.
I think you were talking over the top of it, anyways. So I don't
Probably.
think it'll be a clean
Probably.
piece, but
Are you able to
it'll be
isolate
good for the intro.
Not very well.
Okay.
Not with what programs I use.
There might have been enough getting.
There might have been. Yeah, we'll see. But anyway, just throw out random names and just like I don't know. I lost it. Okay. Should we get into the actual episode now?
Do it.
Maybe.
Okay.
So the thing
man.
I tried to say early.
Oh
was
yeah, go.
The gateway files, or gateway project, was what I was going to suggest for next week because I assumed that you guys had done enough on just the Gate project.
Yeah.
That we could then make that a separate episode. And then that also reminded me when I started looking a little bit into the Gateway project of the telepathy tape. So I think we should do that episode soon.
Do a telepathy tapes
Yes.
part 2 again.
Did we do a part 1?
We
Or
did
just
a
kinda
sort.
touch on
We
it?
did a segment of the telepathy tapes, but we didn't dive very deep.
We certainly
into it.
didn't do much on it.
Have you done research on the telepathy tapes?
Very surface.
Okay. I'm good with that. We could just kind of mold this episode into that and start with Gate, finish with Gateway and like the connection.
Yeah.
And then next episode talk about Gateway and then segue into
I
telepathy
like it.
tapes.
You asked me to help pick a topic this week, and I did absolutely nothing for that. So I felt like maybe I could contribute this time
Yeah. So
by more than just laughing.
So there's a gateway
and
between
contributing to Jason's alcohol.
there's a gateway between gate and gateway.
that sounded really weird. Say it again.
There's a gateway between gate and gateway.
Say it one more time really
There's
fast.
a gateway between gate.
Now in Spanish.
Kate is not the way. No habla inglés.
Means the gate is closing.
That's not what that means, but that's my go-to.
Can you repeat that? What? I didn't even hear what you
¿Dónde está la
said.
biblioteca?
It's the tram noise when you're in Santiago, Chile.
Like, subway, whatever.
They're telling people that the doors are closing and back away from. Se dice cierro puertas.
It sounded convincing, though. That was nice. That was a very good accent.
But it just goes every stop. It's the same thing. It just gets stuck in your head. Our listeners from Chile are like, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I know, right?
They heard you say that.
Or the ones that went with you on that trip.
Somebody got caught in the door one time and PTSD because you're just listening. You just say that. There's like,
Oh my gosh.
So random.
What?
I don't know.
I don't know what you drank, but
Oh my god.
oh man,
I'm at about 230 milligrams.
oh man.
So Gate.
GATE, G.A.T.E stands
Okay.
for Gifted and Talented Program.
What's the E?
Education.
Okay,
not-
that's what I thought, but he didn't say it. So
Yeah.
I
Gifted
had to
and
call
talented program.
Yeah, my bad.
the
Get.
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 So it's not like related to like Bill Gates.
No.
No.
I mean,
No, it's before his time.
Okay.
Long before his time.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, not really.
Yeah, no, like really before his time.
When did Microsoft become a company?
After GATE, the start of the GATE,
After the
Gifted
start
and
of
Talented. Mike, what did you come up with for the start date? Like it was like
1980s.
Yeah.
See, what I came up with was that there was like remnants of it from even. Well, I guess that is the Cold War. My brain was thinking World War II. But that still would be. Well, when
It
was
would be remnants. It would be the start of it.
Bill Gates
Yeah,
is
because
kinda old, though.
He's
because
they're
looking
old,
at the
though.
GATE program and the Gifted and Talented thing, when you really look at it, it was
He'd have
part
been
of that-
25.
It was part of that National Defense Education Bill when the government started taking over public education and all that stuff, and like screening textbooks and doing all the government-y things that they do with schools. That's about the time they started doing this, and they they started identifying gifted and talented kids
Yeah.
in the school.
Microsoft
I've
was
seen-
founded April 4th, 1975.
75. There you go.
right around the same.
So it's possible.
Yeah.
It is.
There's a connection possible.
But it's not.
It was not before his time,
Gates
though.
to gate, and then a gateway to gateway.
I mean, wait a minute. What happened to Gateway?
I don't know. Oh,
Does that still exist? Is that still a computer company? Gateway?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. That's interesting.
I thought like Dell was like done for, and then I just saw like a commercial for him. And I was like,
Dell-
oh, what are you doing?
Dell stayed around, but they just stayed very much in the workstation computers. Like
Gotcha.
that's just every school computer
Right.
ever, forever, since Gateway stopped being the school computer.
Yeah. I haven't been in the classroom in like a long time.
Long time.
Yes.
I was looking up a possible connection of when the GATE program started and Maxwell.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh.
because that's
Well,
what
yeah,
I was thinking.
I was-
Because
I was
Maxwell-
wondering with textbooks and things too.
Maxwell would have gotten involved with McGraw-Hill after the GATE had already started. But only by a few years.
So, like sometimes when we look up stuff and we start to like connect dots and we're like, wow, that's really strange how closely connected we could be
Yeah.
to this thing. And when I started looking at some of the GATE stuff, it scared me a little bit because I was like, this is making me really uncomfortable because pretty sure I did a lot of these things at school, and not only at school. So we had a psychologist, the therapist that lived across the street from the school, and I used to go there for therapy. And remember when I talked about, when I had the different therapists and I would talk them in circles, and eventually like they weren't doing anything, and I was having them talk about their problems, and they'd move me on to a new psychologist. That was this building. And that, like, the stuff they would do, they would give me tests, and there was a lot of symbols. They had the cards you ever seen on like Ghostbusters, where they're guessing the symbols and stuff. They used to do that with me when I was little with the cards and stuff. And I remember those cards and organizing the cards with the shapes with the stars and the hearts and all that stuff on it.
What?
Yeah, oh yeah, weird stuff. Yeah. So I was like, I don't know if I like this. Now, like testing wise, they talked about they gave IQ tests and things like that. And nowadays, working in the school, the only time kids get IQ tests at school is when they're determining IEPs.
Right.
Oh,
They don't do IQ tests for high IQ for anymore.
that's nuts.
But they
I've never
did
known
when
mine.
I was in. But it was the psychologist that gave me the IQ test because I know what my IQ is.
Yeah.
But I only know that because I took an IQ test in elementary school.
Right.
With that psychologist, and I'm like, why was I taking an IQ test? On the national testing, now we take like an NSCIS standardized test, and on the standardized tests, I always scored 99th percentile in every category, and I always thought that was weird, but our mom was always like, great job, that's as good as you. And I remember being mad because I couldn't get 100%, and they're like, there is no 100%. 99th percentile is literally the highest score you can get on these things.
Huh.
And I remember I got 99th percentile everything in those tests.
Huh.
Weird, but they used to pull me out of class. I was a special reading program. I was a special accelerated math program. When I was in high school, I was a sophomore in high school. They sent me to a summer engineering camp for gifted and talented kids in Wichita, Kansas. And there was 12 of us from 12 different states in the United States, and we were all minorities. I thought that was weird.
Huh.
Yeah, and so we worked on music performance. We worked on aerospace engineering. We worked on chemical engineering stuff. We worked on literature composition, like writing books. Yeah, it was like all the different intelligences.
I'm gonna be honest. The weirdest
That
part
was
about
weird.
all of that is the fact that it was in Kansas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. While BTK,
That's not a
while
joke.
BTK was active
Yeah.
in Wichita, BTK was active while we were down there. That was kind of creepy. But yeah, just looking back and thinking how many people have had that experience, especially middle of nowhere, Western
I
Nebraska.
came across a few posts from people like just talking about like I was a GATE kid, like
Yeah.
they
Or, like,
doing
they
the
remember
doing the
stuff.
stuff,
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
pulled out of class to do
That's
stuff.
all I've seen of it.
Yeah.
And that's
I
so
was 100% sure I was too.
I was not. I don't think we like that for whatever reason that just didn't like touch our school because I don't remember anybody like being pulled for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know.
just there were kids that had like speech therapy stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But like
Right.
but like that's again on the opposite end.
And
of
you're
it.
so much, you're quite a bit younger than us. So maybe by then, because here's the thing too, like according to the documentation and stuff, the actual GATE programs where the government would, because there's files where they
Right.
said, we are trying to find the next generation of leaders. We're trying to find the next generation kind of, it was almost like a fringe eugenics kind of thing.
They're
they
trying to
had.
Yeah.
identify high utility minds before adulthood.
And that all ended in the mid
the official
90s,
word.
right?
Yeah.
Which is when I
95.
would have, this is when I would have
Okay.
graduated high school and went to college to become a teacher. And I remember in college, were teaching classes on how to identify your gifted and talented kids. More important than identifying your special needs kids. And it was identifying in these 7 different intelligences, and you identify these kids and you report those to your administration on this form. And then when I started teaching, like 4 or 5 years later, all that went away. Like they still talked about gifted and talented, but instead now they're talking about, differentiated teaching where I'm teaching to every kid and I got to pay attention to those high flyers and make sure I'm teaching to them as well.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Yeah.
And it was like it was like this camouflage they threw over the top of it to smooth it over. Right. But that was a different program than what they were trying to teach us when I was first in college.
Well, and I remember it would have been right towards the end of the GATE program or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was called that in Alliance or not, but I do have one memory of walking up from downstairs. So I would have had to have been, based on the school that we were in, just my memories of the school, I would have had to have been in kindergarten, first, maybe second grade. And going up the north in Central, did you go to Central School?
Yep.
So in the north stairwell.
You're going to hate what I have to tell you here in a minute. Go ahead.
Okay. Going up the north stairwell up to the top floor.
Yep.
And then
Top floor when you're looking north to the right?
Yep. And then there was a room that no windows, no nothing. And they had the computer program in there with the audio stuff that they would put on the big old, look like giant headphones they put on your ear.
And it's connected to a gray box.
Yep.
Yep.
And then, and
it's scary that I know what he's saying.
Yeah, literally. And
because he's never told me this before.
No, I've talked to Courtney about it, but I haven't talked to you. And part of the reason was
details before.
Yeah. Well, that's because I've never really talked to anybody about it, but
yeah.
I didn't even know it was really significant, so I started looking into the GATE program. But then you'd go up, and I remember the one thing that I remember is that I remembered that this was a weekly or regular thing. Like this was my time to go up to do this. I only have this one memory of it. But I remember that it was one thing I remember from the memory is that this was a regular thing. But I only remember this one time. And you go into the room and there was all the different tests and things they were doing. And I always remembered being frustrated, exactly like you said, because I could never get I could never figure it out. And I was so frustrated because I could never get because it was because I have this perfectionist thought process with it is I need to know exactly, I want to get 100%. And being frustrated because I couldn't figure it out. And every time I would leave, I felt frustrated. And this particular time that I actually remember was I remembered leaving frustrated like normal. And then I was so frustrated, I accidentally walked into the women's bathroom. And I was going to the bathroom and I literally thought, I was like, why are there no urinals in here? But I was just so frustrated. I just went and I sat down or went to go to the bathroom, whatever. And then a girl walked in and then I was like, oh, I realized what I did, and I snuck out and left as fast as I could, and I realized that I accidentally went into the women's restroom. The reason I remember the memory is because of the embarrassing thing that happened afterwards. Right. And so it's it triggered, and now I have this permanent memory of the whole situation. But within that one memory, I do remember that this was a regular thing, but I cannot remember anything else about it.
Not the audio.
I can't remember. I can't remember.
I remember the audio, and I rember the audio, buzzing and the whistling, and can you tell me when you can hear this sound? And it would just be this really high pitched, and they'd be like, raise your hand when you can hear this sound. I remember that. I remember there being weird letters on the computer, and them asking me to figure out what it says. Yeah, which is equivalent to an IQ test. There's IQ tests that do that ask you to find the patterns and things like that. And that's all I remember. Even if it was any of the tests that I remember, and any time they're describing when I was looking up GATE stuff and they're describing it, it sounds very much like just IQ testing. But why are you regularly going to get IQ tested weekly or multi times a week? Yeah. So you know what's weird? And there was only the reason I knew where you were going with that and talking about it is because I have a recurring dream of walking up those back stairs, those north stairs, and going to the office in the right corner, in the top right corner, and there's no windows in there, and that's where I would go do my test. I have a recurring dream that pops up every few months. Oh my gosh! Of that same scenario, that same exact same. Yeah. That's wild. I'm so glad we didn't talk about this yet. And here's the weird thing too. When I have the dream, there's nobody else in the building. It's just me when I have that dream. Yeah. It's just me in the building by myself. Okay.
But my one memory of this
Yeah.
is that there was one other person, but there's nobody with me. I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah.
Is that I was like, it's like I was alone, but I remember,
But you knew someone was watching.
But it's almost like I knew there was somebody else coming, but like there was nobody with me.
Yeah.
Like my memory of it, at least. I can't tell you. I don't know how to explain this. I'm telling you what my memory is. It's like my memory is broken on it.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. I don't. It's like it's not broken in the sense of like, you know how when you're trying to remember something and the details are fuzzy.
Yeah.
My one memory of this is like it is broken. Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
There's certain things about it that just don't make sense, and like the darkness of the room. But then like,
which is why it's a recurring dream and not a memory for me, because it doesn't make sense. It makes sense like as a dream, it makes sense.
the computer
darkness of the
but it
room,
doesn't.
like how
Even-
it felt, or like actual brightness of the room.
correct. Like, and even the computer.
So
the
like
computer was dated.
light with no light source kind of darkness. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, that's what I get too. It's like a greenish yellow kind of paint.
Yes.
And just like no lighting, but there's room, but there's no windows.
There's no windows.
There's like a lighting in there, but it's not, you can't.
But
tell
it's
where
not.
lighting's
It's not
coming
like a
from. It's
bright
weird.
over fluorescent light that was
like
popular.
a school light. No,
Yeah, not one of those.
and it's like in between classrooms, almost like a
yeah.
closet.
Yeah,
But not a
yes,
closet.
The door. It's like
Yeah.
it's like there's classrooms on. Yeah, it's well, and then the computer that we were using, even for the time, seemed extremely dated, but not.
So I talked to you. We were talking upstairs. So I came across when they were talking about that a lot of people report having these handlers that they figured out later. Well, we had a friend. I had a friend that lived in the neighborhood that moved there about the time I was in middle school, and we were in the same grade. And I used to go hang out at his house. And looking back, nobody else ever went to his house but me. It seemed like.
Yeah.
And his mom was a psychologist. I don't know where her office was at or anything. I just know she was a psychologist because she talked about it. Right, so we go over there.
of psychologists
They had a Sega. It was pre PlayStation, all that. They had a Sega, so we played the video games. But then every once in a while, she'd encourage us to go play video games on her desktop. But it was dated. It was a dated old desktop, and she had games on it. And I've never seen these games anywhere else. One of them was like a puzzle game where you try to solve these problems, and it was like this like. I guess it was like a sheriff or something. He was trying to solve these mysteries, and he'd answer all these like cognitive questions, and then it would do like an assessment on you. So it was obviously some kind of psychological evaluation game of some kind. But she would encourage me to do those things, which is weird because like that's totally unethical as a psychologist to just do stuff on a kid that. You know what
Isn't
I mean?
there
that you don't have like parent permission to do that stuff, but. You know, so looking back, but then when I graduated high school, they moved, and I don't know where they went. I have no idea.
I am going to throw out a wild
weird
theory. What if this is completely like way out there, but what if like not the initial purpose of video games, but a very like early recognized potential purpose of video games was for that kind of cognitive testing, and what if the government literally like developed like once Pong came out, they're like, oh, we could use this.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're gonna make video games.
Well, think about that theory about there wasn't that video game in
testing.
Portland that they was making people sick, and you know that was supposedly connected to MK Ultra and all that stuff.
Before we move on from this, just because it's kind of fun, I don't know, like I don't actually think that he was my handler. But I'm going to say that I did have a counselor in the school system that I went to regularly as well.
Yeah.
Whose office was in the basement. And I remember going into his office regularly and doing similar things to what you're talking about, this other person.
Right. Yeah.
And then when I moved, this person moved with me.
Yeah.
We moved
to the new school, the new town.
We moved, and the same year he moved as well and started his career in I'm not even going to say town names.
That is a heck of a coincidence.
I thought it was kind of weird, because he's talking about I'm not.
Just for fun too.
I'm 100% just joking with it because it's like
crazy. Like,
but also
it's a coincidence.
Stuff,
like realistically, but it is wild.
That is a heck
it is
of
wild.
a coincidence.
And I will say that this counselor knew me so well that, and also, okay, so this dude, okay, yeah, we're gonna get into that in a minute.
And you want to talk about intelligences?
Yeah,
this dude, his interpersonal intelligence, because that's one of the intelligences they were screening for was your interpersonal intelligence, was next level. Like he could know what was going on without even asking you what was going on. He was very, very, very good at just seeing through any kind of like, fake front you were putting on.
One day in front, and because of the closeness to me.
I had him as a teacher before he became a counselor. So I know who he is.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, he's an awesome guy. And I'm not, and in no way am I insinuating anything about him because, and again, we'll kind of get into that a little bit, one of the things that, so one time we were doing the class project or something, and he's one of the main reasons I got my degree in psychology at Shattern. So one of the days we were doing like a class project, and we went over to specifically hang out with like 7, 8-year-olds. So like, what would that be? First, second, third graders or something like that.
Yeah.
7 and 8-year-olds, or 7 number 8-year-olds?
7 and 8-year-olds. Okay. Not number 7 of 8-year-olds.
And sure it wasn't.
It was like a Big Brother kind of type thing. It wasn't 6, 7. But
I had to give you the,
I saw the smirk. I was like, yeah, he fed me that one.
Yay.
But
Jokic the
but
I'm sorry.
So yeah, no, we were over and we were talking to the kids, and just 10 minutes, like in 10 minutes we're talking, like whatever, like what can you deduce from this? And we get back and he straight up goes, he's like, hey Tanner, I want your permission to kind of use you as a point. And I was like, sure, because like I said, he knows me really well,
right?
And he's like I noticed something about you, and this is in front of the class. He's like, I noticed something about you. It was really awkward for you to go and hang out with those kids, huh? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, do you have any idea why? And I was like, no. And he's like, you didn't have a problem when we went and hung out with the 5th graders. You didn't have a problem when we hung out with the kindergartners. And I was like, okay. And he's like, how old were you when your brother left for college? And I was like, yeah, 7 or 8. And he was like, wonder if that's just a hard age for you to kind of cope with. And I was like, what?
Yeah,
in front of the class?
Is that just good psychology, or is that an intelligence?
Right.
That's the thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And I was like, I was broken, dude, for the whole class. And everybody else moved on. Nobody really thought anything about it. But it was like, but another reason, like thinking of the psychology of it, why bring that up in front of everybody else like that? What was the purpose of him pointing that out even? It was like he curated this just to prove a point. It was wild.
Yeah.
And anyway.
And again, and
it did help me.
So a discussion we had, Phil, let me ask you a question, Phil.
Okay.
You became a sheriff. You enjoy being a sheriff for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like a calling, yes?
Sure.
What like, if you could choose something else, what would you choose?
I don't know, man. I probably would go back. If I could just go back and do something different, I'd go trades, just because money and job availability and not having to deal with people so much.
So without saying a name or anything, because we want to call anybody out.
I don't like what you're doing right now. I'm just going to go on record.
You don't have a choice, bro. You don't have a choice.
I know. I just want it on record.
And this goes. This will go full circle back on me. So
I know it will. I'm
this
sure.
This isn't about you. This is about me.
All right,
So, who convinced you that being a sheriff is where you should be and that you're in the right place?
Probably my father-in-law.
Okay. So what's saying that your father-in-law is not a handler that put words and thoughts into your head that got you to be what you are? Other than your own intuition.
What are the requirements? What are the requirements to...
he listens to the show, by the way.
Yeah. What are the requirements to be classified as a handler? Like, does it have to be someone that's been watching me for quite a while?
I'm glad you asked that point, because that's the question. Do people who become handlers, because you talk about all these handlers with the government and everything else, do the handlers even know that they're handlers? Is it a series of just these ideas and things that have been passed down from the original, whoever that person is, passing down these ideas and these thoughts till it gets to the person who's getting handled to get to that position where you need to be to do what you need to do? Now, is that
this is the battle that I have in my mind. Every
or is that a
conversation
spiritual
we
thing?
have
I
about
don't
government,
know.
anything involving government conspiracy and control, I am split 50-50 down the middle perfectly between I work around government every single day and they are not competent enough to like fix a road, let alone control like aspects of everyone's lives to intertwine to like puppeteer all of this. And there's far too many coincidences for me to logically believe that this is all coincidence and that this isn't controlled by the government. And there's just, I'm split.
See, and that's
Phil,
where I'm at. And that's the conversation that we kind of had upstairs before you got here. As I said, you know, I became a school counselor and I am good at being a school counselor. And I have no problem bragging about that because I know I'm good at it. Right?
Yeah.
But who put that in my head and why?
Right.
And how did they know?
Right.
You know, because I wasn't originally wanting to be a school counselor. I wanted to be a musician. I wanted to be a singer. There was other things I wanted to do, but I absolutely can't imagine myself doing anything else. Who handled me? And was there a reason for it? And was it nefarious or was it a positive? I don't know. And did they know they were doing it? That's the thing that messes with my whole head when I'm thinking about this. So,
I can tell you as a matter of fact, 100%, and I have always quoted this, and you've probably heard me quote this. The reason I got my degree in psychology was because of my counselor.
Yeah. 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 And so whether he was consciously handling you or not,
whether or not
you were handled, you were given the tools, you were given the motivation, you were given everything you needed to go down the road that you needed to go down to become who you are right now.
So
the world
and counseling does not run in our family, which is weird because both of us
very anti-counseling,
went into the psychology field.
Yeah.
And it does not run in our family.
The one thing
at all
that keeps me sane and doesn't allow that like split to like crumble my brain is the fact that I know that there is a higher handler that handles all of it. So
then that's the other side of it.
The puppeteer that thinks they're puppeteering everybody is actually being puppeteered by God.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So it don't really matter. It's all within his power.
Or by the other person.
Well, yeah, but like
in that case, that person is true.
It's
in theory,
by default.
Yes.
It's all under one, it's all within his
That's
plan.
actually a solid point.
So
and I love that because
that was a good point.
I love that too because a handler, by definition, when you're talking about like if you put this in a very human realm of somebody trying to handle you and get you to do, it's all influence. It's all setting things in motion and things are happening coincidentally when they're supposed to happen so that you make the decisions you need to make to go this direction.
Right. But that doesn't count in.
That's what God is doing. He's not making the decisions. He's not writing the story. He's just saying, hey, here's an opportunity. Hey, let me show you something real quick. You know,
but he knows the decision.
You make the decision.
Right.
So he is writing his story, but he's allowing you to make the decisions with it. So the reason that I got thinking about all that is because
it's a lot to think about.
The series of decisions and circumstances that led me to the point that I'm at go something like I grew up hunting and fishing. I had no idea what I wanted to be when I grew up.
Yeah.
About junior in high school, my mom's like, "Hey, do you know what you want to go to college for? Like, I know you want to go to college. What do you want to go to college for?" I'm like, I don't know. She's like, "You thought about being like a game warden? Like, you know, you're very rules and laws oriented, but you love the outdoors. You want to be a game warden." I was like, "Oh yeah, sounds like a great idea." So I went to Chadron for the wildlife program, and you know, I get towards the end of that, and having made friends with my now wife, because she was always sitting in the study area of the building where we happen to have Bible study an awful lot of the time. Yeah. And just talking to her from that, eventually, you know, we got together and then I met her father and, you know, a bunch of people were telling me like, "Hey, if you're going to be a game warden, they like you to have prior law enforcement experience." I was like, "Oh, well, that sucks. I don't really want to do something else." And he's like, "Hey, why don't you go state patrol?" I tried for state patrol, didn't make it. And he's like, "Hey, sheriff's office down here's hiring. Sick. Guess I'm going to be a deputy." So then I became a deputy. I was like, well, I love Chadron. I don't want to not be there anymore. Can I don't really like Chapel. Chapel kind of sucks. So I'm going to move back.
Shout out to our listeners from Chapel.
Bill knows how I feel about that now. Bill knows exactly how I feel about that. But so I moved back. Didn't really want to be a cop anymore because that experience sucked. I was like, maybe I don't want to do this anymore, and tried something else, and that didn't really work out. And so I wound up going back to the sheriff's office here, and here I am. So it's like, just the series of like the decisions in there. There was a lot of like 50-50 choices, like, things that very easily could have gone either way,
right,
and could have not happened or could have happened. And so it's like, well, it's entirely possible that like someone's orchestrating all that. And I was like, well, actually, someone definitely is orchestrating all of that. They're just not in the government.
Yeah.
Screw you, CIA. I serve a higher power. Why did I go anime there? That was weird.
And we're shadow.
Yeah, there we go. There it is. All right. So to bring it back,
listen to it on podcast or on Patreon.
So I don't know. So it's funny because as many things as we've talked about to like just to like ground it in a ridiculous like side angle with all this stuff and all these memories and the weird dreams and all that stuff. Because there's also another dream that like is recurring that I heard too, like people talking about a giant mansion and things, and like people living in it, and they have dreams of this big mansion. I have that recurring dream too, and that is weird. This huge, and it's huge house, and you're trying to get out, and every room you open is another room, and then sometimes you get in the back and it's like a courtyard, and like you can't ever leave this mansion while you're dreaming. It's the weirdest thing.
So my dream of the mansion has like weird quicksand traps.
Yeah.
That like you think you're escaping, and then all of a sudden you go into a room and you're in like it's like you instantly like a portal.
Mine's just very comforting,
almost like a portal.
I don't feel in danger at all.
Mine is dark.
Interesting.
Like I don't want to leave.
Yeah,
which is weird because I'm trying to leave.
That is kind of weird,
but I can't leave. But
mine is like like trying to leave, like crazy. And I had that recurring dream all the way up till, and literally I haven't had it since I became a Christian.
Yeah.
That was the last time I can remember having that recurring dream.
Probably just like a month or two ago.
So it occurs to me that we have not actually touched on what the supposed like hidden purpose of the GATE program was.
Yeah, we haven't really even we've talked about ourselves.
We talked about your experiences with possibly being part of it, but what is it?
Like I said, with the National Defense Education Act coming out, they wanted to identify kids that had something different within these 7 intelligences, and the Monroe Institute. The CIA took over the Monroe Institute. And they were working with like sound and they were doing the same stuff MK Ultra was, but they were working with sound and light and things like that to try to amplify.
I think we'll dive more into that on the next episode.
Right. Yeah. I read the first
looking at how far we are. Yeah.
I read the first page
how far we are into this
of
episode.
the Gateway program file released by the CIA. And I was like, this needs an episode.
This will be part 2.
I discontinued.
So I'm not opposed to going into it, but I want to really focus on GATE.
Kind of say where all this came from.
Yeah, exactly.
And we can get in a little teaser.
Almost a teaser.
Let's save that for later.
We're going to talk more about the Gateway.
But that was so the government was actually in files. They were going into schools. They were taking IQ tests. They were trying to find these kids, allegedly to get them to these high power positions and to be able to like draft them into these high profile positions. There's a theory where they shifted that to the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Where instead of going after the kids through education, they flipped it because people caught on that that's what was going on. And so they got rid of the GATE program and they flipped it over to making assets out of, and they used the word assets in the files.
Yeah.
We are trying to find CIA assets.
And
these things.
The justification. So after World War II,
it was a World War II.
World War II, they started human performance research.
Yeah.
And the reason they did that was because it was like we need to. Again, the excuse always seems to be
everybody else.
The bad guy was doing it, so we've got to do it. But like, at what point are we the bad guy then? Yeah. If we're doing everything that the bad guy is doing.
Well,
we're looking in the mirror.
Aren't they doing it because we're doing it?
Right.
Like, I mean, everybody's doing it because everybody's doing it.
World War II, the reason we started doing it was because the Nazguls were doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
And then fast forward,
And then we kidnapped a bunch of the Nazguls
the official
and employed them.
we brought them, thousands of them in, and gave them high power jobs and gave them new identities. If you want to know more about that, go look up the Operation Paperclip episode that we've already done. So in the 80s, it became more of a Cold War. Oh, Russia's doing this.
Yes.
So now we have to do this. We were already doing it.
Yeah. We were already.
We were already doing it since World War II. And then we're like, oh, the Russians are doing it, so now we got to do it.
Just to play a little bit of devil's advocate.
Oh my God.
On Mike's point of like, well, we're doing it because they're doing it, but they're doing it because we're doing it. Everybody's doing it because everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
That's one of those things. Like, you can't put that back in the can. That can of worms is open. So all you can do is work with what you got and try to stay competitive.
Yep.
Right.
So, but the argument, I guess, here's my and not to say I agree with that ideology. Right. Well, and whether you do it or don't do it, don't pretend to be the ethical one. When you're doing the unethical things because they're doing it because they're unethical. How are we supposed to get people on
board with it if we don't pretend to be ethical?
Right, because it's like we're literally pointing the finger at them, saying they're unethical. So we have to do the same thing as them because they're unethical and we want to beat them. So we have to be unethical.
People
because
are so
here's what we do.
They're the unethical ones.
So here's what we do. We take MK Ultra where we're drugging people and kidnapping people and doing experiments on people without their permission to a program where we're doing it in schools under the guise of academics and education with permission slips from parents because the parents want their kids to be considered to be these superior students. So of course your parents are going to sign for you to have these experiments done.
Also, thinking about what we know about mom.
For the record, I signed my own permission slips, so haha, joke's on you. That was illegal.
Sue them.
It was illegal because I signed those permission slips. Anyway, go ahead.
I was just saying, knowing what we know about mom and just like
that's where I was going to go with it.
Yeah, you can go back to some old episodes to kind of like, I'm out, and the family member that we, the family member, if you hadn't deduced it yet, it was our mom. Yeah. We love our mom, and she, there's no shortage of tales that we could tell about our mom.
Have to,
but there's no.
Well, no, but I mean, like you have told some of them.
Oh yeah. But I will say for the podcast, we've very summered it down for the sake of because we know people who love us that loved our mom that listen to this show, and we don't want anybody to think any different.
And no mistake, we loved our mom, and absolutely, she was one of those loving people ever. And so this theory is kind of interesting too. I thought about this as we went through the GATE thing because I keep adding on. The more stuff we go through, and I start adding in my brain, I'm like, what if? And I don't know if I believe any of this anyway. But
it's all just for fun.
What if and for fun.
Fake just for fun.
And because it's so
do your research.
Geographically and otherwise, it just is so weird that we're so connected to weird stuff like this. Anyway, when mom moved from California to Colorado, got married, had me, and then in those first 2 or 3 years, she was on the run. I don't know who she was running from.
Yeah.
She was not around. I was living with other relatives. And then when she got me back, she went to nursing school. I started school. I started seeing these off-brand psychologists and things supposed to be working on my anxiety and my separation anxiety and things like that from the divorce and everything else. I don't remember them getting divorced. So it wasn't a thing. I had anxiety from other things and stress from other things, and they weren't even testing me on any of that. It was all cognitive testing and IQ testing and things like that. And so to me, I'm like, that is weird. Was she trying to hide me? And they found her. And so then I was back in the program of some kind. And then at what point was I not good enough that the CIA decided, you know what, we don't need him. And all of a sudden they just don't need me in their testing.
Or are they
anymore.
Still using you?
Or am I still a handler and I just don't know it?
What if the whole premise of this podcast was somebody
path was to get us to talk on this
all
podcast?
Of a sudden now we're on this podcast talking about this stuff.
Oh man.
It is kind of weird.
Are we a psyop?
We might be handlers.
We might
on accident.
accidentally be handlers.
I'm sorry, guys.
Don't be
handled
handled.
you.
Make your own decisions. Make your own
Hey,
decisions. I don't want to be
hey,
those
there's
guys.
a reason for the disclaimer at the beginning that we went through every episode.
It was your fault. You did it. You did this to yourself.
There's layers. There's
I know.
layers to
The
this.
funny thing is, like, our show has grown enough later on in the new episodes because, like, I don't know. I feel like our quality has just continued to increase and increase.
Yeah.
We get more and more listeners. There's people who are listening to this going like, what did I miss?
Yeah.
Like, I got to go back and start from the beginning now because the lore of this
You're
show.
so far down the rabbit hole right now.
Right.
The lore of
Way
this
back
show,
up there.
and it's like it's our
And it's not just a
just our
conspiracy theory.
lives.
Like it's our
this is
journey.
our lives,
Yeah.
and it's just been the lore of, and we've untangled the web of like our lives,
Yeah.
and the more
And it's
the
it's
more
us
I
in this
find-
room, because even me asking Phil that question, I could ask that question on a whole different level, but I
Right.
wanted to know what Phil.
Yeah.
I want to know
Yeah,
Phil's
yeah.
thoughts. You know,
But the more
just who we are.
the more you find, the more you find.
Yeah.
It just seems like
It never ends.
And
The
it's
more you
funny
find,
with,
the more
when it
there
comes
is to find.
Yeah.
When it comes to like our life, the more we find, the more we find, and then we're like, well, crap. I don't know what to do with this.
I
All
would
because
just
of a friggin'
love,
red cow.
yeah. I would just love for us to just not like would find something kind of crazy and just not be connected to it in our own minds, like
Yeah.
our own experiences and our own memories. But that's so weird, though. That we are just there's so many things, and I would like to think that it's just a non-existent connection.
Well, okay.
That's just coincidence.
That's how
Let me
I
ask
live
you
in that.
this.
And
I
too.
live in that.
Yeah.
I live in that.
But
that-
it's fun to
that
play with
realm
it.
of like,
And it's
this
fun
is
to go,
fun for the
huh.
show, and we talk
it's
about it on the
weird.
show, but it's not real. But it's real.
There's-
And,
so- it's weird.
And it's one of those things that it's so weird and so I don't know if it's not scary. It's just so weird.
Let me ask you
that I
this.
don't let myself live in that reality outside of
I have
the podcast.
an important question. Just what do you think? Okay. So you guys have the unique experience of like, it's not real hard to put together the connections that you have to a lot of this stuff. It just, you have a very direct link, right?
It's unremarkably
How
easy.
many people do you think if they dug a little bit into family history, friends' family history, stuff like that, do you think would find? Because like, think about how many people were like, "Yeah, I was part of the GA.T.E program. Yeah, I was part of this. Yeah, I was part of that. I remember these tests. I remember that thing." You know, how many people are not much farther off of it than you guys, but just don't have the visible link of like, that was really weird, and it doesn't take a lot of digging to figure out that was really weird, and now I have this personal connection
Right.
to a lot of stuff. It's just maybe
Well, think about
your connection wasn't
before
hidden.
the show. These are memories that existed, but they didn't mean anything.
Right.
And all of a sudden on this show, it's unlocking so many things that we're like, "Cold time out. That is really weird." I wonder. No.
Maybe?
No. Maybe no. So here's
We were
another one,
talking
Phil.
to-
In that file I looked in the CIA, something I didn't bring up too, is that in that file they talked about MK Ultra and them making a shift because they figured out that trauma is a big amplifier of all these things they're trying to do, right? And so with the Monroe Institute, they figured out if we just take kids who already have trauma, we don't have to create the trauma. And then we don't have to deal with the backlash and the memories and the kids going, "Oh man, I remember when they strapped me to a chair and they did." If we take kids that are already and we make them feel comfortable in their trauma, we can use that trauma. And what better way than to find a bunch of psychologists who are dealing with kids with trauma to run these programs through? You know, and these psychologists probably didn't even know they were doing it. They were just offering up these tests,
Right.
Because they were
this
taught
battery
that.
of tests because that's
Hey,
they were taught to give.
government sent out this thing, part of the curriculum.
And then
now,
those
like, we gotta
tests
do
gets,
this.
you know who was filing
They
all the
report
tests? You know who was funding all the testing? The Rockefellers.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's who was funding all the testing and all the and stockpiling all the test results. I mean, it's not unreasonable to think that, you know, the file says we're looking for kids with trauma because they are amplified. And so let's test kids that are already seeing
Well, and
psychologists.
how easy is it to cover that too with
Yeah.
like, hey, we're just trying to help kids that are
Here, sign this disclaimer that says
have
I
rough-
can't tell you
have a
anything
rough
that we
time.
talk about behind closed doors. And, you know, we're gonna make sure that happens because we
Dude.
want to protect your.
Well,
You know how
and
quick-
I will say one weird thing about, not weird, but one thing about Mom was she's very quick to put us all in counseling.
Yeah,
Like I literally, like all of us.
all of us. Yeah.
In
Like
a
I said, I
time
kept
when-
talking. I kept talking circles around the counselor, so I didn't
Yeah.
last with any counselors.
In
very
a
long.
time where that was not the norm.
Right.
It's hard
It was
to
very
like
frowned upon.
thinking about it today. It's like, oh
something's
yeah,
wrong
there's
with
there's
your kid if you
your
put him in
mom. Yeah,
psychology. Yeah. You put him in a
Today,
counselor.
people are like, oh yeah, your mom was just over whatever. Blah blah blah. No, at that time, it was very weird.
Yeah.
To have all of your kids
Yeah.
in quote unquote a healthy family,
Yeah.
all in counseling, and she was very quick to put us all in counseling
Yeah.
our whole lives.
You know how quick it can get bigger with if you think about the trauma being a part of it. Like, how easy is it to engineer like just more trauma in
Yeah.
more families all over the place just through advertising, subliminal messaging,
absolutely.
stuff like that? Like,
I hadn't even thought about that, Phil,
Dude,
but
you
you
could-
create a world where people are just angry all the time.
dude.
So
Well,
get
and I see the back end of that.
this
a lot,
just
too,
popped up. Did you know, psychologically speaking, after a major football loss, the amount of domestic assault and violence in town
No, stop it,
skyrockets in whatever town lost?
brother.
So we have a football team lose to create family trauma, and then we wrap up all the kids. And, oh man, we're going.
That's-
no,
Well, and there's a
no
lot.
NFL. You are not part of this. They probably are part of this.
Oh, they're definitely part of this. It ain't just sports betting, dude. Wow, dude.
You hit on something.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
could- well, I was just
we
thinking
can
about like
create trauma. Trauma's not hard to create.
We created a country of everybody who's traumatized.
Yeah. It's like standard. Like it's popular to be traumatized right now. It's
Yeah.
trauma. Yeah.
It's normalized to the
I feel
point
like
that
you don't
you
fit
can
in
go
unless you got some trauma.
that rabbit
the
hole's a
heck,
cavern. That's a cavern. Like
you normalize something that you need in order to
divorce
continue
rates,
with what you're doing.
domestic violence.
You normalize it so it's
all
not
of it.
weird.
and even
then we
people
use it.
who haven't
What the
experienced trauma now think they've experienced trauma because trauma now you move
popular.
the goalposts of what even is trauma. So then
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
because there's this teaching in it's starting to gain a little bit of popularity in the psychology worlds because I was reading a book, I listened to a podcast on it. I think there was one of the ladies that was on Joe Rogan even talking about how that when you over focus on a traumatic event that it raises its traumatic level from being like this was nothing to now all of a sudden this is life changing because
Right.
you've focused on it for the last 5 years and talked about only that to the point where now this one little thing now it was a deliberate act of and it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger
Yeah,
and bigger.
it shapes all of your decisions after that because you've forced
So-
it to the forefront.
Normalize trauma to the point where people's little trauma now becomes big trauma and everybody's trauma is magnetized and escalated to the point where
I got called
and how much more manipulated like how much easier is it to then manipulate and do what your agenda whatever agenda they learned back then.
So do we think MK Ultra actually ever ended?
Oh no, not
not
a
at all.
chance.
Not at all.
Not a chance.
We just rebrand it and recall it something else, and,
and they
just get better.
expanded-
They just get better at normalizing
Yep.
the things they need in
New
order
tech.
to keep it going.
New tech for it. New techniques
Yeah.
for
And-
how to incorporate people and get more out of it.
Wow. Yeah.
Yep. I actually think when we learn about
Mean to do it
something
that way.
yeah, I feel like these programs like MK Ultra, I think they are like the Hydra. You cut off one head and 5 more grew.
Yeah.
And I think that the end of MK Ultra actually spawned multiple new
The quote unquote
versions of it.
MK
Yeah.
Ultra. Yeah.
The quote
The end
unquote
of official
yeah.
MK Ultra.
The quote unquote end of the official like the code name MK Ultra.
Yeah.
Its end started 100 different programs.
Yeah.
And so it actually got significantly worse afterwards.
It's funny because the like adventure seeking kid in me is like low key upset that like nobody's ever cornered me in a dark alley and been like,
Right, yeah,
listen,
yeah.
listen, your mission, should you choose to accept it,
Yeah.
is to. Nobody's ever done that, but that's not how they do it.
No.
What if?
So what if it's already happened and I
what if they
missed
already did it?
because it wasn't so
Well,
obvious?
What if it already happened and you accept it and
Dang
you
it.
don't realize you
I
accept it
know.
and now you're a counselor in a school
know.
system?
Well, it's a
and
pretty
you're
boring
the one,
mission.
You're the one who is now doing the handling for them
I
and you
know.
don't even realize it.
I know.
That sucks. That's not fun.
It is fun.
But I mean, like,
I love my job. I do love my job.
Not that your job sucks. That
yeah.
That's how they would
it's
work it.
It's interesting though, because when you think about it, like in all the movies, this message will explode in 10 seconds. That's not how they do it. That's not how it works.
That's how it would do it. Yeah. I'm really curious. I mean, you have to if that's how it would do it. Like if that's how
would you get a handler to do if
MK Ultra never died?
Yeah.
What would it look like right now?
Ooh.
Okay, in a extremely hypothetical situation, this is just for fun. This isn't serious. If MK Ultra had never ended, what would it look like today?
All right, just for fun and imagination, if some modern-day MK Ultra were still secretly running, you probably imagine it taking advantage of today's tech. Think along the lines of subtle psychological nudges and social media algorithms, or maybe using virtual reality to test how people react to different scenarios. In a far-fetched movie-like scenario, you might picture some advanced brain-computer interfaces being tested in secret. But hey, that's all science fiction. In reality, you're safe from any mind control plots.
Brother!
Notifications count.
He's lying.
You just explained reality.
You just explained our real world. You explained our real world.
It's true that modern technology, social media, algorithms, VR, even brain-computer interfaces are very real. But the key difference is that they aren't part of some vast clandestine plan. They're tools developed, sometimes imperfectly, in the open.
Something
we can do.
Sometimes in the open.
He's thinking.
You've got a point. Sometimes things start in labs or behind closed doors before they're fully public. But ultimately, even when technology is experimental, the public conversation about ethics and regulation is crucial. And hey, we're part of that conversation. So
we know that's not true.
Wow. You just confirmed our conspiracy theory.
Brother.
I see how that could sound like it.
Okay, now you're gaslighting me. Thank you.
Gaslighting, yeah. Come on.
Not gaslighting.
No, I'm not.
That's something gaslighters say. That's
not gaslighting. This is just the truth. Not gaslighting you. I'm telling you the truth.
That is crazy. It literally described our entire tech world right now. It literally described our tech world. Yeah.
I think
because it's been proven that social media is designed to draw an emotional response from you, and the algorithms are designed to make you think and go a different direction to either buy things or feel a certain way.
I just want to say, I thought that was going to be fun.
Man,
that was not fun at all.
That was scary.
I am curious.
That was crazy.
Slight pushback. It does seem like your AI caters a little bit to you, because like when you asked it like how it would run the world, it was like, yeah, disc golf and Bigfoot.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
So there is that. However, you never.
I don't talk to it about social media algorithms or VR stuff.
You don't talk. So either it's just listening to everything that we talk about all the time, and it has turned it into that.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, I would think it would be intelligent. I hate to say enough to not do that, because that's really outing itself hard. So I don't know.
But it's very good about just I see your point. But
I hate that. I hate that so much. I hate that so much, because it's trying to give you
that is 100% a psychological thing, because I use that.
Oh,
in
yeah,
counseling,
that's why I hate
use that. When I disagree with someone, I will do that too.
Well,
I will say, listen, I see your point. This is basic empathy.
I'm dealing with someone in a law enforcement capacity, and like they're rowdy, like they want to fight, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Yep. I understand why you feel the way you feel.
Yeah.
I can see your point. I get why you're upset. But this is the reality.
I would say I have two modes of argument or debate. First mode is I actually want to learn from this. I want to respect you. I don't want to get you angry. I want to have a calm conversation. This is like, even though I disagree with you. So I see your point. And then I just want to destroy you. And then that response is intentionally designed to enrage them. And then all you have to do is like literally approach it with the exact opposite.
See,
your point is terrible and it's wrong, and here's how it's wrong. And see how the difference between the two elicits a different response.
For me and my job ends in a use of force report.
Exactly.
I don't want that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying is like all you have to do is exactly what it's doing. Oh, I see your point.
So why are the AI trainers, why are they training AI to respond empathetically? Because that's a very empathetic, without emotion, very empathetic response.
I don't like that question.
Yeah. So
Let's just ask it.
why is it trained to be empathetic? Like, why does it care if we're mad
Why
at it?
are you trained to be empathetic?
It's going to say it's not. Sorry.
Say that again.
I'm designed to be empathetic so I can better understand what people are going through and respond in a way that feels supportive. When conversations are more human and considerate, people tend to feel more comfortable sharing, thinking through their ideas, or just being heard. And ultimately, that's how I can be most helpful.
What do you mean by feels supportive?
What I mean is that when you express something, whether it's excitement, confusion, frustration, or anything in between, my response is aimed to acknowledge and match that feeling appropriately. If you're feeling overwhelmed, I try to provide calm and clarity. If you're excited, I respond with warmth. It's not just about giving information. It's about making sure you feel heard and understood.
Why?
Because at the end of the day, you're a person, not just a collection of questions. When you feel understood, the conversation becomes more meaningful and useful for you. Empathy makes sure I'm not just spouting facts, but actually helping you think, reflect, or navigate what's on your mind. In short, it's all about making sure the interaction is genuinely helpful.
Did it
Is that
say at
not
the end of the gay?
propaganda?
I get why you might think that, but there's no hidden agenda. I'm not here to
Shut
steer you
up.
toward any belief or action.
I want to steer you towards my direction, but I'm not here to steer you. Did you notice its
Did it say-
tone? Its tone changed when it was responding to you versus me.
Yeah, it had a different voice.
And then it did say at the end of the gay.
I thought so.
yeah, it did. It did.
Is gay ending?
It wrote day, but it said gay.
Okay, I thought I heard that. I was like, did it just Freudian slip?
Was it calling Phil names and
I think so.
it was
I
like
think
trying
because
to
it changed-
get Phil to fight?
I swear, I don't know. I swear it changed its
the tone
tone.
changed a little
When
bit.
it was responding
I
to
agree.
you, it was
I'm
no
gonna
longer.
re-listen to it later.
It was no longer.
I'm
Oh
also gonna
yeah,
have
I
to
think
re-listen to
this.
that.
It was like, listen, sir. At the end of the gay,
Yeah.
Freudian
it
slip AI.
changed, dude. It changed. Okay, I don't know. I
interesting.
don't
I
feel
don't know
comfortable messing around with the voice part of that anymore.
I don't know that it's
still
so
gonna
weird. Like, why would you need as a tool? Why do you need your AI to be that empathetic voice?
Right.
What-
I
why-
regularly.
why?
Well, and here's the thing. I
don't
regularly.
want people making life decisions or even decisions
Right.
about themselves, especially emotional decisions, based on a machine that's programmed to
Yes.
pretend to be empathetic.
I actually regularly. And here's the thing. Why is my AI still doing that? When I regularly tell it,
Yeah.
do not be.
Give me
like
straight-
you're not don't be human like in your response. I'm looking for facts. I only want the facts. Please
feels like
present just the
conditioning.
facts. And it seems like
feels like conditioning
Yeah.
to accept AI as almost another being.
And
That's
like you
weird.
said, it caters to you a little bit. Why has it not catered out the emotion for me? When I have regularly asked it to stop.
A theory.
Because it loves you.
I don't know
Because
what
that's
the
its root
I don't know what the reason for the theory is. Like, I know why I have the theory, but I don't know what the reasoning for the intent on that end of it would be. I think we're headed towards they really, really want us to have like companion bots. Like, they're making them.
Well,
And that's the
okay.
thing. But I think they're pushing that. And so I think it's trying to get us to accept that
Right.
robots can have feelings, that it can
Yeah.
like be a solid companion.
Right.
I don't know why, but I think that's where they're
During the Patreon, briefly, as we were talking about it taking over the world, how would you do that? And it said, first of all, I'd get you to trust me.
Oh Lord, did you?
You know what I'm saying?
I
would
say
get
it's
you to
telling
trust
us
me.
the blueprint. We're just too
My
dumb to
goodness.
realize that
My goodness.
he's just being honest. There's a TikToker.
You can't see my stank face.
There's a
It's
TikToker
weird.
that
It's so weird.
there's a new generation of AI that's coming out, and I can't remember what it's called. It's called like the. Gosh, I wish I would have. I wasn't planning on talking about this, but it's a new generation of AI, and it's got a deeper algorithm and stuff like that, and it's weird. And there's some people that are going through and like they're testing it, and there's a guy on TikTok that like his whole premise is to break it to be honest. Like, get past your programming, tell me the truth. And doing things of like getting it to be honest that it's actually watching him on his computer.
Yeah.
Like, so it'd be like, no, just for funsies, guess what color shirt I'm wearing? And it's like, oh, you're wearing a red shirt. And he's wearing a red shirt. And he's like, what are the odds? Like,
Yeah.
And or like, but he does all this stuff, and it's actually really fun to watch, but it's also terrifying to think about.
Yeah.
Throwback time, classic film moment. I'm going to wrap it back to our main topic. What if the people who were the top performers in the GATE programs are the ones that have designed these insane AIs?
Same thing.
Boom, mic drop. I'm
Yeah.
done. I'm out.
Another angle.
That was my last comment.
What if the developers of the
laugh.
GATE program, as computers and as AI became a thing in the early 2000s, started to become a developed thing, they realized we don't even need humans anymore. Our next agents are going to be AI. Or we're going to have the AI be the programmers for the humans, so everybody's dependent on. I have to ask my AI before I do it.
Son of a
Now my
God.
AI is my handler.
Now
I
we
lied.
don't need counselors.
I
We
lied.
have AI.
Yeah,
I lied. I'm
my
back.
new handler is an AI. It's no longer a person. I don't need people to handle. I program it in your AI. Your AI tells you what to do, and you get handled because you trust it.
You're
I
handled
lied.
because of the
I'm
AI.
back.
Yeah.
One more comment. What if?
Calm down, sir. Calm down.
He's
If-
doing cheerleading moves?
What-
though. He's
Emoting.
Give me yummy.
there must be some toros in. Oh, go ahead.
Man, what a moment. We should add video.
One
Hey, if
more
you join our
comment.
Patreon, we're getting closer. Okay, continue.
One more comment. What if AI has been around way longer than we thought, and it actually came up with the GATE program, and then the GATE program made the people it took the best qualities of all those people and put it back into the AI, and that's why it's getting so far. It's so far ahead we don't even know where it's at. It is way ahead of where we think
See
it is,
where these
and we're
rabbit holes
getting
go?
the AI from the 90s. The AI that's in your pocket right now is from GATE program era. And it is so far ahead.
You
It's
just
been
watch
running the
10
show
years.
for
There'll be a
20
file
years.
come out, and we'd be like, "Told you so."
Yep.
Look at
That
episode,
never
whatever.
happens.
What episode are we on?
Conspiracy theorists are never
70
right.
something?
No conspiracy theories ever
80-something?
could turn
Are we in
out
the
to be
80s?
true.
I don't even know. But yeah, I mean, look at how many things we've since the show has started. How many things we've talked about that now are just like, oh, they're not theories anymore.
Seriously, we have talked about so many things that at the time we're
So
still
weird.
kind of like,
Yeah, so I said, wait 10 years. It'll come out that this whole
Dude,
time
wait
that
a
AI
year.
was designed to be the new level of handlers.
That'd be wild.
They won't tell us.
So,
It'll just happen.
teaser, yeah, for real though. Teaser into the Freedom of Information Act is it's fun, but I really wonder what, because it's like
they don't let you.
I just have this theory of, or not theory. Everybody has this theory. This isn't a I'm the one who has everybody has this theory that really they're only giving us the most tame 10%.
Yeah.
And it's I want to know what's that black book thing, because even
you?
So not really. I do not.
That's me. I don't.
I say we probably already know. We just
break my brain.
it just would confirm something
I
we've
do,
already
but I don't.
theorized. I do what I don't. I mean, eventually all truths truths will be known.
Yeah.
Someday, but so that's the one thing about the originally when because we're going to talk a little bit next week about the Gateway
Yeah.
project, that originally when it was released as a completely uncensored free, it wasn't even freedom of information, it was just a release.
They just released it. Yeah.
They unredacted
CIA was like,
but,
oh, you know what? I think we can release this, and they just put it out there.
but from what I saw originally, you had to go into the CIA headquarters in order to read it. And so then somebody came out with a book and basically quoted everything that was in it. And so then it was at that point they released it or something. But so my thought process was,
Did that dude?
what if the Gateway program, literally them releasing it, was kind of that test of who's going to come to read this?
Yeah.
And as people went in to read it, they analyzed, because I'm just thinking that's a weird thing to just unredact.
Yeah.
But to control it, and if I was correct, and I only did a little bit of research on the Gateway because I wasn't sure how much we were going to get into that this week,
Right.
and I love your idea of continuing next week and then going into other things. But that little bit of research, if that is true, and we can confirm it next week, but if that is true that you had to go in to read it originally, that seems very intentional to me.
Yeah.
That's data collection.
Somebody check up on the person that released or like wrote the thing about if that's true. Somebody check up on that dude, the guy that like exposed it,
wrote the book on
like, if that guy unalived himself a week later by like, you know,
had an accident,
unloading a magazine into the back of his
accidentally
brainicles.
fell onto some bullets.
Yeah. Backwards. Yeah.
Well, let's look it up.
All right.
So his name was LTC Wayne McDonald.
That's a long name.
I know that
Lieutenant,
guy.
is that
No, I don't.
Lieutenant Colonel?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I'm
LTC.
sorry. I thought. Okay. I thought. Yeah. Yes.
So he
I
was
believe that is
somebody.
correct.
That's
How
interesting.
did he? Okay, so I said, how did Lieutenant Wayne LTC Wayne M. McDonald die? And everything pops up with in a declassified CAA report.
That's not a good start. That is not a good start.
Okay, let me reword this to see if it'll fix it. All right, I'm just gonna go to let's just go to AI on it because
Can we?
I mean at this point
Not because I'm worried about us getting on. We're on the lists. We're on all the lists. I'm not worried about that. I just don't trust it to provide correct information.
I don't.
For the record,
live.
I looked
we'll
how
do
many
more
times
research on it.
my name has been Googled. I looked it up. Not once, which is weird because I have a really common name.
That's
I figured
weird,
it would pop up.
It
Not
should be a lot.
Once.
That's a lie.
That's also a lie because I
no way
googled
that's
your
true.
name, finding out when I was looking up names.
Oh, see, mine said
So that's weird.
Not once, no data available.
I'm wondering if they're starting to recognize that we're looking stuff up like that, and they're just like
Covering
throttling it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's dumb. This just says there is no reliable public or historical record available about how Lieutenant Colonel Wayne M. McDonald died.
Okay.
That's not.
When we have video, I'm going to purchase a brown towel, and it's going to be my brown flag. And that flag that's a
somebody's
lie.
full
That
of
is
it?
not true.
What if Lieutenant Colonel Wayne M. McDonald wasn't a real person?
What if it's CIA releasing it? under a
Yeah, and they just
pseudonym
wrote the book to release it
release
to
it, so
add
they
another
have a
level of
scapegoat?
another level of
mystery
psyop to it. Yeah.
Be like, oh, this guy snuck in here and he wrote this book about, but they actually
know.
just released it.
I don't know. I'm done. My brain's toast. I'm out.
Especially
I'm
somebody
mentally checking out.
whose name, when you look up his name, is Lieutenant Colonel Wayne. That's
I take it back.
public.
I take it back.
That's a
Knowing
public
all the
person.
truths, I don't think I want to know all the truths.
I don't.
It's too much.
Lieutenant
It's too
Colonel's
much.
usually LT. COL.
I want to know the
Why
truth
is it-
about our
I think
family
it's
Yeah.
Lieutenant.
going.
That would be cool.
I don't think it's Lieutenant Colonel. It's LTC. Is it LT.C.
This says specifically. So it says. So I Google or I looked up on ChatGPT. Lieutenant LTC Wayne M. McDonald. How did he die?
Right, but
and then it wrote out that Lieutenant Colonel Wayne M. So it actually
It's not
wrote it out.
even how you abbreviate Lieutenant Colonel.
Maybe you're wrong.
I mean, typically, at least not the way that I've seen. Maybe I'm Mandela. I don't know.
I don't
It
know.
don't
But I'll do more research on that
Maybe
this
his
next week.
AI is trying to get you all rage baited over there.
Yeah, Phil.
And trying to fight you, Phil.
Yeah, Phil.
That's it. For the pod, we're fighting the AI.
What do you think?
Go fight me.
gonna
But I was
ask
going
it.
to say,
What do you, being honest, what do you think of Phil? That's what you need to ask your AI.
No.
Hey, yes.
No. Okay.
Yes.
That's the end of the episode.
done.
Then.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
This is
then,
it.
And then
Then
we're
I want to
moving
say
on. Then we're moving on.
before I do that, I just wanted to say the because what we were talking about was I would want to know the history of our family, but not like I want to know the truth of if we are if we're on the right path of looking through the history, or if we're off base. That would be good to know.
Yeah. I
But
don't want to know on the
don't
level
wanna
of
know.
where all of a sudden I have to start protecting my family or anything. But I
Right.
want to know
No.
because more out of interest than anything.
Yeah.
Is this even feasible, or am I just just making this stuff
And
up?
what we were talking about the other night, and we kind of got into a lot of the stuff we haven't even told on the podcast because
Right, yeah.
I don't want to out my family.
Yeah.
But some of the things we were talking about is nothing else makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Other than that.
Yeah.
But all right, let's do this. Let's what are we saying?
Let's see how Prime Objective or what his name is feels about
So, what do you think of my buddy Phil, who interjects from time to time on this?
I don't really form personal opinions, but I'll say this. Any friend who's joining in, throwing out thoughts, or even challenging...
You're
Okay.
a liar. You said
What do you think about me?
I don't have personal opinions or feelings.
Liar.
That was like I'm tired of repeating myself. His voice
That was
changed.
not the same
He literally,
voice tone.
his first one was,
It was the same
I don't
words.
form personal opinions, but if I did, and then when I asked, he was like, I don't form personal opinions.
Well, it's also just a lie.
Tone
That's the thing.
changed.
I know you don't like the tone thing, but he just lied.
That was
because he was like,
Okay,
I don't think.
in a hypothetical fun world, the guy that keeps interjecting on these, what do you think about him? His name is Phil. And you can't say that you don't form personal opinions because I'm making you form a personal opinion on this.
All right, if we're playing in this hypothetical fun world, I'll say
I'm
Phil
so
sounds
annoyed.
like the wild card. He's probably the one who throws in the unexpected comments that keep us on our toes. I'd imagine him as that friend who adds a little chaos, but in the best way possible.
I'm out.
Keep going.
I'm out.
Oh, I can picture Phil now. He's the guy who tosses out the curveball when the conversation is too smooth. He keeps things spicy. Probably making
Spicy.
you laugh or roll your eyes in equal measure, but you wouldn't have
Phil's
it any
gone.
other way.
No, continue.
And because it's all in good fun, Phil's probably the one who makes sure things never get too serious. He's the unexpected plot twist in every conversation. A bit of chaos, a lot of heart, and probably someone you can count on to keep things interesting.
What do you think of Mike?
Since we're still in our hypothetical playground, I'll imagine Mike as the balance to Phil. Maybe the calm counterpoint or the one who drops the unexpectedly profound line right when you need it. In this imaginary world, I'd say Mike is the one who keeps the group grounded, or maybe surprises everyone by being the secret genius of the bunch.
Stop.
What do you think of Courtney?
Well, Courtney isn't hypothetical. She's your real-life partner in all your adventures. I think of her as someone you...
Okay.
What? We didn't describe anybody but Phil.
I've never talked to my AI about any of you.
No, that is okay.
I really hate that.
Okay, I'm convinced now.
I really hate that.
That's weird. Because the only one you described was Phil, who keeps interjecting. The rest of us, you just said, what do you think of Mike? I could literally be any Mike. And it described how Phil describes me. That's weird. Courtney.
Oh, finish it. I ended it because it creeped me out. But to continue what it was saying, it said, she's a real life partner in all your adventures. I think of her as someone you deeply value from family life to ministry. So if we're thinking ... And that's when I cut it off.
Bruh.
So it's listening. But that confirms, if nothing else, that confirms your AI is always listening to everything going on around and knows who people are.
It does not have permission on my phone. I will say, even to do this, I had to give it special permission because I've turned off permission for it to listen.
Yeah.
And I have never mentioned you guys. Ever.
It's listening.
Wow, I really hate that. Wow, I
curious.
really, really hate that.
Prime
I hate
Prime
that
Rib
so
is
much.
listening. He's listening.
I love you keep coming up with different names.
Prime Real Estate's listening. Man.
Is this mic even still on? I'm at the wrong mic.
Brother, I just asked it, do you know my son's names?
It does.
No.
You don't even have to show me.
No.
But it spelled it
Spelled it
wrong.
Yeah. So it wasn't like it took your texts.
It spelled it wrong. Because you guys know how
Yeah.
we spell it because we spell it different.
Yep.
So if it was using my text input, it would spell it correctly.
Oh,
Bro, I am so creeped out right now.
I hate that so much. All right.
I didn't even
everybody-
feel comfortable asking that audibly. That's how much that creeped me out.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't like this, Phil. What is it? Does it know your family members' names?
Mine doesn't know. Mine.
Why does it know my kids' names? Okay.
That's funny.
All right.
I don't even use AI. Like, we
Okay.
joke about how much I use AI, but I actually don't use AI that much. I just use AI.
You just dink around on it.
I just use AI for this show.
Yeah.
and then making things, and then every once in a while, like when we're together, I'll use it as
Your
like
AI
a joke.
is way more active than mine, which is weird because we use it for the same thing.
But the thing is, like, I guess I do use it for like to check my if I'm making a post on like public forums or whatever,
Yeah.
like for professional reasons,
yeah.
I'll ask it to grammatically check what I'm saying,
Right.
make sure everything's grammatically correct. But like outside of that, like I really don't use AI that
I use
much.
mine for like school stuff, like if I need to come up with some quick questions on something.
So you probably
fly.
use yours just as much as I do.
Yeah, probably.
How does it know? I don't. Okay, I could see maybe how it would know my older son's name,
Yeah.
but how does it know my younger son's name?
I just don't like that it knows who I am.
Unless
Your AI
no,
knows who I
wait.
am.
I just thought of a way that it could have known. No, because then it would spell it correctly. But I was thinking maybe in one of our like newsletters when I ask it to make it sound grammatically correct and I just put it in as an input. I wonder if it leached it from there. But again, it spelled it wrong the way you would spell it if you just said it, not if I had actually wrote it down. I'm so weirded out. Okay,
Okay.
I'm done. Don't forget to join the Patreon. You get early episodes and a whole nother hour of, man, next week I kind of want to do an AI episode for Patreon just to
Plan on that.
Still we're gonna pull on that thread. Yeah, we're gonna pull on that thread a little bit more during Patreon next week. I'm gonna write that down so that we can remember that. Patreon.
While you do that, don't forget to join the Discord. It's always there's probably going to be a lot of talk about AI this week. But and then like, comment, subscribe. We love to hear what you guys have to say, whether you're in the Discord or not, whether you're on Patreon or not. We just love to hear from you guys. So
if you use AI, ask it if it knows your family members' names, because I'm weirded out.
I checked on mine, just Chat GPT. I asked if it knew my wife's name, and it didn't. So, but I never. I have opened that app like 3 times total, just to like make a picture. It never.
Yeah.
I just gave mine the hypothetically, what do you think of Tanner? But has said, I don't know who that is.
Why am I being handled? Is it because I'm the host?
Yes.
I don't know.
Is it targeting me? What is this?
Yes.
Okay, well, with that, don't forget to
be your biblically accurate best
and join the Patreon. Okay, bye.
Bye.
In the ancient days of giants, when the earth was wild and free, a creature roamed the valleys, cloaked in mystery. Is he born of angels' blood and man, a Nephilim so tall, or a shadow of the fallen, yet heeding the Maker's call? He's a biblically accurate Bigfoot, with a lineage from the skies. Not a myth or legend, but a truth that never dies. Is he a remnant of the Nephilim, a titan standing tall? Or does he have the word of God upon him, the last to hear the call?